Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this Smackdown opinions video. So this is more about you than it is me. Obviously, we do have the match scores, so we can go through those. My score for this show is a 6. I think we were going really well, and then I think we just sort of fell off a cliff. Couple of backstage moments. I didn't mind the finish. I thought that there was some really interesting stuff in that contract signing. And so for me, I'm at a 6. I think we ended up somewhere okay. Not a disaster, not a show I'll ever revisit, unless I want to watch that opening match again, which I don't know that I will. There's definitely better SmackDown matches this year, but this is still very, very good. You lot scored it great. 79%, which is very good. Carmelo against Kit Wilson, good 93. Alexa Nia, good 92. Motor City Machine Guns, MFTs, good 82. I mean, you could hear a pin drop during that match. That match was just not it. I would be more concerned if I was the MFTs than Motor City Machine Guns. Motor City Machine Guns just have never really got over with the WWE crowds. I think part of that is due to creative, not really investing in them, not really digging into their characters, giving them interesting things to do. They're just there to fill out the tag division. I would say this is more concerning for the MFTs, who are meant to be one of the big groups on this show, and the crowd just do not care. So that was a concern. And then, as we said, you know, that's kind of main event contract signing. It's made me more excited for Saturday night's main event. I did just notice a couple of comments, though, from El Patata. So before we kind of dig into that, we'll read these, we'll get to El Patata, and we can talk about something that I think is quite interesting, right? So Elite Pro Wrestling Forum said the US title was an instant classic. Phoenix smacking Talatonga was gangster, but not smart. Love the Abby jump scare. She's going to be the next women's US champ. MFTs are going to head for Survivor Series elimination tag. Shinsuke, Ray need backup. Fun contract signing. Rest was okay. So 666 for Halloween. Elite Pro Wrestling Forum, very good. John Elite said, really awesome stage tonight. Love hearing that no one will survive again. Interesting that Tama was holding the US title. Kinda disappointed that we didn't get a Halloween street fight or something. Hopefully Pretty Deadly isn't done, and it was a fiery ending tonight. Yeah, a few talking points about Pretty Deadly, a few thoughts that they might be done, just judging by a few of the commentary comments. Hope everything's okay with Elton, of course. Hope his career's not ended or something, so don't know what's going on there. But yeah, it did very much seem like Kit Wilson is going to be operating solo for the foreseeable future. Taker 1990 said SmackDown was 6.5. It was a decent build for Saturday night's main event. NXT was 7.5 coming out of Halloween Havoc. If Tiffy loses, what do we think WWE will have her do next? It's not Tiffany's fault for her title run, it's creative. Julia was dominant on NXT and now look, poor booking. Shout out to you. Well, I would imagine that she will feud with Jade, and then she will likely, if we do a draft, she could change brands, which would obviously be quite fresh. If not, then, of course, she's going to get involved with a heel, and we're going to start doing, like, some sort of feud. She might slip down and go after Julia. We'll have to see. Tiffany will be around that mid-card title, or she'll obviously slip into a feud. Elite Pro Wrestling Forum said, happy Halloween, great stream, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, buds. Al Patata said, Ilja match and Drew Cody segment was great. Rest was uninteresting. Here's 3 things. So this is what I just saw earlier. If the MFTs keep interfering and causing chaos backstage, why wouldn't the GM not ban them from ringside or the arena? It makes no sense. I agree with you, and I would like to see that being addressed. I think that we've seen this a lot in the history of wrestling, where there's groups causing chaos, and they do get banned from ringsides. But there's also been occasions where the GMs say they like to keep the roster on their toes. They don't like the roster to just kind of feel comfortable. And so that's a reason as to why they let the chaos kind of happen. They like to lean into the anything can happen on Raw, anything can happen on SmackDown type thing. So, you know, they don't want to just be boring and just tell them to stay away from the ringside area. So we've seen lots of different ways that this has been addressed in the past. I do agree with you, though. We haven't addressed this at all. MFTs are just causing chaos and carnage, and Nick Aldis just doesn't seem bothered. So I would like to see that being addressed, to see what he would say. 120 days with 2 title defenses, and then you only have to taunt Julia a little, and she gives you a title match. Yes, I'm not down on that, though, because I like the reason. So there's only 9 days left, and Julia was like, if she really thinks she was the better champion, then, you know, she wants to step to me, then fine. So I think maybe I'm giving them a bit too much credit here, but I think because Chelsea goes around all the time calling herself the longest, greatest women's US champion, I could sort of understand that Julia has kind of got a bee in her bonnet, if you will, for that. Like, that is something she would like to prove. No, you're not. Stop going around saying this, that you're the longest reigning greatest women's champion. If you want to try and stop me breaking your record next week, I am not afraid of facing you. So, yes, let's do it. So, I would like to think that not just anyone could go up and challenge Julia and get a title match. But I think for Chelsea, what with her being the first women's US champion, I can buy it. And this is the one I thought was really interesting. So Drew just needs to ask someone random to hit him and he wins the title. So I think my response to that one is totally get what you're saying. I don't know that this is the stipulation I would have chosen. I do think it needs some sort of stipulation, though, because we've already done a title match technically, and it ended with Cody being DQ'd. So Drew's point is very valid. If we do this again, what's stopping it happening again? So I do think Drew's got a point, and I do think that we should try to address that if we can. I think the solution would be Hell in a Cell, because Hell in a Cell would keep everyone out, no DQ, no count out. We need a winner, and we can achieve all of those things. And I don't think people would be down if we'd have gone Hell in a Cell, because as you said, Drew just needs someone random to hit him and he wins the title. Again, I feel like we've been down these roads before, but I would love to see it get tested again. And that is that if that was to happen, I think the referee would be unsure because it's his discretion. So the referee, I think, would be unsure, like, do I call this? Is this down to you? I think I could see him looking at Cody going, is this down to you? And I could see there being confusion. I could then see Nick Aldis come in out before any decision is made, and I could see Nick Aldis saying, no, I'm on to you, Drew. This is not going down that way. You might think you can outsmart us here, but you cannot. So it's official. This match continues. Big cheer from the crowd, blah, 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 blah. So I would like to think that that's how we would deal with that situation. But I don't disagree that if this was in a Hell in a Cell, not only would that be more exciting, but I think that it would actually clean this up as well. So I thought there's some really good points there. Robbie said it was a god-awful show. Okay. Worst SmackDown of the year. The only thing that was good and worth caring about was Ilja Nathan Frazer. The way that WWE has ruined Jeff Cobb and Motor City Machine Guns deserves to be studied. I hope they give 32,000 people attending Survivor Series something better than the recent PLEs. 0, says Robbie. But Robbie, shouldn't it get something for Ilja Nathan? Which took up like 40 odd minutes of the show, granted with commercial breaks, but there wasn't much slowdown during the commercial breaks. And you did have that open, so maybe it was more like 25 minutes. Kind of, I feel like that's nearly pretty much a quarter of the show. And it was very, very well received. I don't know if you enjoyed the contract signing segments. I'm not sure how you felt about like Cody being asked, did you attack Jacob? I thought that was kind of interesting. Don't know how you felt about like Chelsea, the jump scare with Nikki, those kind of little backstage bits. Finding out that Sammy is not medically cleared. Just, you know, carrying on with the Miz feuds. Just launching like other little bits. Other, like, you know, Rowan still being in the background of the MFTs. That feels like it's going to go somewhere. Gacy and Loomis just watching on in the background as well. So I feel like the open was really good. The contract signing was really good. The backstage stuff had some bits to it. But yeah, those 3 matches are pretty brutal. Carmelo, Kit Wilson, Alexa, Nia, Motor City Machine Guns, MFTs. I really do understand why people's scores have been so dragged down by those. So, but Robbie just not having it. A 0 from Robbie. Real John said, I thought SmackDown tonight was pretty mediocre and bland. The Tiffy and Jade opening segment felt pointless. Ilja Nathan was the best match. Nothing really felt like must-see. Overall, if you didn't see the show, you don't really need to. 5.5, says Real John. Brady said it was an okay show. With it being Halloween, you would think the Wyatt 6 would be a major focus, but I guess not. Nia Alexa match was good, but Alexa took most of the offense. When Alexa versus Nia was announced, I was confused, but I remember we're in War Games season. Did I not read that one at the start? No, we just went straight into that. Yeah, Brady, thank you. I feel like I've read that one before. Perhaps I glanced it before I started the video. Blizzard6 said, I also think Randy Orton punk kicked Jacob. I also think Randy Orton... Oh, right, okay. Backstage. Daryl said 6.5. Better than Raw this week. Only 4 matches scheduled for Saturday night's main event. Was expecting at least 1 more added tonight. Might get some dropped on tomorrow, but I do agree, yes. 4 is very surprising. Thought surely Randy would be added as special guest ref for Cody Drew. He's missed a lot of PLEs and shows lately. Hopefully he's seen soon. See you for Saturday night's main event tomorrow. See you tomorrow, buds. Nico said, Lord, 4 out of 10. I'm getting frustrated, Daze. I hate to talk down. Go ahead, my friend. But not too excited for Saturday night's main event. Even most of the matches are rematches, and I want WWE to be that shiz again that made me start to watch again. But boy, does it have a way to go on many levels. But fingers crossed. See you tomorrow. Fair. Let's see how it goes. Johnny said, I want to give Road Dogg his flowers. What an abysmal show after the Ilja match. Bravo. Uncle Howdy will return. Said it was okay for me tonight. Great matches, but it was also great seeing the Wyatt 6 backstage. Nikki Cross really wants the US title, and I thought the Wyatt 6 were going to attack the MFTs. I guess they're waiting for Uncle Howdy to return. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, buds. Are we getting a War Games match between the Wyatt 6 and MFTs, said Uncle Howdy Dreads. No, I don't think so. I think they'll be at Survivor Series, but I don't think it's a War Games match. Dark Phoenix T said the show was good, 5.8. Not much to write home about, although Ilja Frazer was absolutely insane. Wrestling fans since day one said SmackDown was bad, 4, but loved the first match. Happy Halloween Days. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, buds. Kiki gives it 5.3. FYI says Cargill and Breaker both fall into a section I like to call forced wrestling purgatory. No one really cares about their characters, and they are far from the best. But WWE spent too much money, so they are scraping for returns with artificial pushes. Awful tonight. 3 out of 10. Very bad SmackDown, said FYI. Raymond said, Daze, I thought SmackDown tonight was good. Matches were great. Overall, SmackDown was good, so I give it 7.25. Shout out and see you tomorrow for Saturday night's main event, says Raymond. Toronto Blue Jays, Brendan, thank you. Kanan said Ilja is known respect 6.5. Miz is a loser 5.5. Alexa makes smart 5.5. Chelsea Julia segment is fine. Hopefully this connects to a Tiffy title match, so 6.7. MFTs versus Motor City 5.5. Cody versus Drew idea is good, but if you want a new player to become champion. Kanan, thank you. Dylan said, good go-home show for Saturday night's main event. Loving the US Open challenges. It's been the best part of SmackDown at the minute. And the Cody Drew stuff was good. I also enjoyed Alexa Charlotte stuff. I hope that CM Punk wins tomorrow, but also wouldn't be mad if it was Jay either. And on that, we can wrap this up. Yes, we're back tomorrow. Obviously, it's Saturday night's main event. Really looking forward to that. So if you are around, then brilliant. Come and join us. Share your thoughts. We'll be starting hours before the show itself, so you can come and join in the conversation. So have a good night's rest, and I will see you tomorrow for Saturday night's main event.